So what is the difference between love and lust? There's a huge difference, and we must talk about this. In this short video, I want to just briefly discuss what would be the differences between true love, authentic love, and its counterfeit called lust. So first of all, I want to take a passage from the first letter of St. John in the New Testament, chapter 2, starting in verse 15, where he writes, "Do not love the world or the things of the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world. Yet the world and its enticement are passing away. But whoever does the will of God remains forever." So this passage, we hear both the English terms love, translating the Greek agape, and lust, translating the Greek, I believe in this case, epithumia. But in this case, this lust means a disordered desire. So first let's talk about the dark side, and then we'll talk about the light. So let's talk more about lust. The Catechism of the Catholic Church in paragraph 2351 defines lust this way. Lust is disordered desire for or inordinate enjoyment of sexual pleasure. The sexual pleasure is morally disordered when sought for itself. When it's sought for the pleasure alone, the self-gratification alone, the stimulus alone, when it's isolated from its procreative and unitive purposes in the sacramental bond of marriage. Okay, so things that are contrary to the dignity of marriage and the gift of sexuality. The Catechism gives us a kind of detailed list here, beginning after lust with masturbation, fornication, pornography, prostitution, and rape, and then has a very helpful section with 3 paragraphs dealing with homosexuality. So all of these are very human issues and things that do need to be thought about and talked about, and because they involve all of who we are as human beings. So again, lust can take on different forms. Going back to 1 John, you could have a lust of the eyes, which is a kind of covetousness of earthly goods, material possessions, clothes, pieces of technology, entertainment, sports, anything that, glamours like an idol, that you just want more and more of that lust of the eyes, this kind of thing. But the lust of the flesh also has many forms. Something like gluttony and drunkenness are forms of lust of the flesh being lived out. But also, as the Catechism focuses on in this section, lust of the flesh in terms of sexual lust, the pursuit of sexual pleasure for its own sake. And that's contrary to the dignity of persons and the dignity of marriage. Why? Because lust uses another person to get something less than the person. Period. That's what's wrong with it. Lust treats another person like a means to an end, rather than regarding the human person as an end, as the goal, as the purpose in him or herself. So this is a very important distinction, again, between lust and love. Lust wants to take, wants to use, wants to exploit, and wants to discard. You treat another person like an object. I've heard of this app called Tinder. I don't know if it's still popular, but where you're swiping, I like the looks of this one, but I don't like the looks of that one person. And when we're already reducing the person to pixels, we have a problem. And that's the culture in which we live, especially during this time of pandemic, when we're filming this, that everyone is being reduced to pixels. And once we reduce the person to pixels, we're starting to use the person as a means to an end. So we must uphold the sacramental integrity of the person by loving the person. Now here's what is love if not lust? Love has to do with recognizing the other person as a gift, as sacred, as holy. And it is about upholding that totality of the other person, the full integrity of the other person. Not seeing that other one as a way you can get some cheap thrill or satisfaction that's on the level much less than the value of the person. So this is the key distinction. Love has to do not with taking, not with exploiting, not with using, not with consuming. Love has to do with giving and receiving. Freely giving and receiving as persons. Love involves that hermeneutics of the gift, that interpreting the other as gift, as regarding oneself as gift, as regarding sexuality as gift from God. And it's inscribed with a divinely ordained purpose. Marriage between one man and one woman, to become father and mother, or living out a celibate lifestyle in which you might exercise spiritual fatherhood or motherhood in your care of love and responsibility for other people through the ministerial priesthood, through religious life, through consecrated life, and even through single life. So this is the main distinction between love and lust, we could say. For now, much more to be said, but I hope this helps us get an idea of the difference. And the last thing I might end with is Jesus teaches in the Gospels, no greater love has one than to lay down one's life for one's friends. That's the very definition of love. If we want to know what does love look like in the human body, it's Jesus, it's Mary, it's the saints. Thanks so much for watching, and may we go about our lives living in authentic love and renounce the renunciation of love that is lust.